Brett Moffitt literally is, he goes to places, to teams that rally behind him. Hattori, he was the #1 guy. Our Motorsports, he is now the #1 guy. GMS, he was not the #1 guy. As soon as Sheldon Creed started saying that, hey, you know what, I'm going to start winning races, GMS decided to turn a #1 driver into #2, and then #3 when Zane Smith started racing. So that is why, you know, that attitude started going sour. But now he's going to be the top dog in our Motorsports, and he's also going to Nice, where he's expected to be the top dog. He's the one with the most experience, as well as the guy that can bring home W's to an organization that was piss poor, to say the least, in 2020. Ty Majeski, you know, just won the Snowball Derby, did jack for that team. Natalie Decker literally was a paid driver, but we all know that. Trevor Bayne had one good finish, and Carson Hocevar, of all people, is going to be running that 40 truck full time. Also, Ryan Truex is also going to be in that truck as well. So, not truck, but he's going to be with that team. And those drivers don't hold a candle to Brett Moffitt. So, yeah, that's just one thing I noticed. Long story short, TLDR, Brett Moffitt goes to teams that he knows he can be the #1 dog. I mean, it's just a personality thing, but also to teams that he thinks he can win. So,
Alright, we're going to put us on the track.
Why did Majeski get thrown out of the 45 randomly? Because he sucked. I mean, like, not even going to sugarcoat it. So qualifying results now. Zane Smith, speaking of the #1 and #2 drivers, there they are. And then you don't even see Brett Moffitt. Oh, there he is. He's down there in 11th. Angela Ruck, of all people's, in 13th. What the hell? How? You want to run that by me again? Because, like, straight up, he was trash. He wrecked more. He wasn't as bad as Natalie, but he wrecked more than not. And he also didn't bring much sponsorship to the table. He brought iRacing, but so did, like, 3 other people. So, yeah. But there were only a few races left. Nice wanted that. Nice wanted that dank W, man. Could have waited for the end of the season. Well, I mean, I think they wanted Hocevar in, which is why he started running more races. Same thing with Ryan Truex. So that is why. And so, yeah, we're going to see what we can do here. I think we have a good truck here. Top 10, so 2 people got dinged. Let's see what we can do. But no, Ty Majeski, like, what can I say about Ty Majeski? He's a good driver, but he would be, I don't want to say it, but I'm about to say it. Ty Majeski is a better ARCA driver, and he should remain as an ARCA driver than anywhere else. Also, while I'm here, Bottas is officially confirmed as a bum. Get Russell on that Merc next season. Yeah, see, if I was live, I could have said that was a race that was as much as Russell's like potential to get a win, which that was heartbreak. That was pain epitomized right there. And the same token, that was also Bottas's race to be like, okay, Lewis isn't here. I'm the top dog at Merc, and we all know what happened. So Russell literally went just like, hang on, I need to pause in order to give a good representation of what Russell was like. Hang on, let me get out of this corner. Russell was just like to Bottas's ass, and was just like, yeah, And then all of a sudden, slow left rear puncture, and it was like, okay, good talk. I'm a head out. Oh man, that was painful to watch. He would have had it, and I think the thing that makes it like even better, and by better I mean like more ironic, was that the person that caused the caution was the car that he literally left to drive for Mercedes. It was his ride, so.
Still there.
Well, Bottas is a good driver. I mean, his time at Williams showed that. Bottas though is, I mean, his confidence is not the best because literally. I'm about to say something controversial here, so be prepared. This is my hot take of the night. Remember when Daniel Ricciardo left Red Bull? How Pierre Gasly and now Alexander Albon just cannot for the life of them hold a candle to what Daniel Ricciardo has or did for that organization? Well, I want to say that the same thing can be said for Bottas if they ever left. I mean, think about it. I mean, in order to run that car, I mean, George Russell just now showed that he could do it, but to find a quality driver that can do it is easier said than done. Well, what do you mean by a different case, Sublime? The Red Bull is a diva car that only Max can handle. Well, I mean, but so is Mercedes. Mercedes is like one of those. It's one of those cars that is built to run up front and cannot pass other cars, which is why Lewis was amazing that Lewis could do it at Monza. You know, having that that stop-go penalty, and then still made his way back up to like, what was that, like 7th or something like that, 6th, 7th. Bottas has more experience, but so does Danny Rick. I mean, Danny Rick is not a spring chicken anymore in terms of F1 drivers. But you get my argument, though. Well, yeah, okay. I feel like we're going to go around in circles here. But what I'm getting at is Red Bull and Mercedes are two total different vehicles. I mean, that doesn't need to be said in order to be a universal agreement there. One may be twitchy, one just doesn't do well in the pack.
That was a better lap.
Huh. I realize how bad of a lap I actually have here. Anywho. But what I'm getting at, though, is that with the addition of George Russell, having Bottas is that kind of driver that does his job well, and that's really it.
Still there.
And not really, when I say well, I mean like he does an adequate job. He is a good number 2 driver.
Made your left.
He backs up Lewis, and that's it. and that's kind of his role.
Still there.
Oh, Todd, you want to give me more room up there? There's like an entire lane up here.
Still there. Clear all around. Hard from the outside. Outside. All clear.
But anyway, yeah. to kind of just give a roundup from the F1 race, Max and Leclerc. Oh my God, I felt so bad for. I thought Sergio's race was over. Good old Checo. Of all people, 2020 has been a wacky year for sports, but the fact that Formula One got its second first-time winner in the same year is actually insane to me. I never would have thought that not only would Pierre Gasly, of all people, you know, the rags to riches and then back to rags, and that now the rise of Pierre Gasly getting a win at Monza of all places, but then Checo Perez getting a win and he doesn't even know where he's going to be at next year. I mean, of course, you know, I mean, that win kind of helps out his call for getting that Red Bull seat, but like that is insane to me. He doesn't know what he's going to do next season, and then he goes out and wins the race, and then seeing him getting so emotional on the podium, that is what racing's all about. That is what racing should be like and can be like if you get the right people in the right circumstances. That's a race without Lewis Hamilton. Now, if you just take Mercedes out of that whole thing, that I don't know. I think that would be a banger of a race if like Mercedes just wasn't a part of it. Sublime says Perez deserves a seat more than Vettel did, but everyone wants to talk about Red Bull. Well, Red Bull, you know, being a top-tier team. I mean, people like talking about the top-tier teams until they start dominating. But Albon's going to keep the seat. Honestly, I feel like Red Bull should just stick with a driver. Like whoever it is, just stick with a driver and develop them, you know? It doesn't really matter if it is Albon or not. Just stick with a driver. You have Max. Now you need a person besides Max that will actually go out there and be that support that you clearly have established. Oh man, Austin Hill is actually gaining on us right now. Of all people, Austin Hill up here. Yeah, but we all know that's not going to happen. Making the car easier to drive will make it slower. There is speed and instability, and that goes with NASCAR as well. Having a car that is just wicked fast but like unbelievably unstable. I mean, that's been a thing since like Junior Johnson, you know? Alright, so, chat, let's get a change of topic. So, well, in my absence, what have you guys been doing? In the week that I have not been streaming single player, and actually talking with you guys, what has been on the agenda? What have you guys been doing? Because enough about me, how about you? Because I feel like not many people know about Formula One, so they're not going to be, you know, paying as much attention to the conversation at hand. So let's kind of go back to the broader. We'll go back to the like kind of broader conversation. Let's bring, you know, the rest of the chat back in, because I feel like some people kind of tuned out right there. So Sublime, you've been just working and playing soccer games. Oh, not playing soccer, watching soccer games. Premier League, I'm assuming? Because I don't think MLS is going right now, so I have to assume it's Premier. Unless the Bundesliga or, whatever, I don't know what the Spanish leagues are called. I want to say they're Prima, but I could be mistaken. I'm not even going to try to butcher it. Alright, Chow, how about the rest of y'all? What has been going on in the lovely world of chat? MLS is in the playoffs? Oh dang! Well, that just shows how much attention I paid to soccer. You know, and you know the thing is with the whole thing with soccer for me is I am a casual fan. Like when I say a casual fan, I'm a casual fan. Like I will watch, and it's amazing to see what they can do with their feet, not in a sexual way, but I think it, like that talent level is insane, and you know it's a marvel to look at, but like I just can't get into it. I don't know. Oh, okay. The Spanish league is just the La Liga. Okay. Well, that makes sense. It's, you know, the league. So, okay. I knew Premier was British because at one point I tried to watch Premier. I'm just like, oh, Formula One race is over. Let's go watch Premier League. It didn't quite work out. And by working out, I mean like it didn't quite blow over that way. I'll tell you what though, chat, where I'm at right now, which in case you don't know, I'm from Ohio. It's starting to get blustery cold. Like it is, like the wind's just whipping. It is going down below, like into the teens at night now. Oh, it is just awful. It is, winter is upon us, but I think, hopefully, you guys are keeping warm right now. The Premier League's where it's at. That's what I've heard, honestly. Is that the Premier League is, like, that is the best. The best soccer that you can watch. You have the best players actually watching. But as a first-time watcher, you gotta watch more than one game. And I feel like, okay, well that makes sense. Because I feel like having that experience, it's like when I first started watching Truck and Xfinity full-time. You know, you can't just watch one race. I mean, for me, the first like Xfinity race that I like watched from end to end was a banger. It was the 2018, I think Power Shares 300. I think that's what the actual name was. The Daytona was the season opener. The one that Tyler Reddick barely edged out Elliott Sadler for, like in the closest Xfinity Series finish. That was insane. The first truck race I watched was from end to end. Well, in recent memory, of course, I watched truck races before. It was the Atlanta race, the one where Kyle Busch was dominating him up until he lost a wheel, and then Brett Moffitt won. It was the second race of the season. Yeah, that's right. And then I was just like, oh, I was hooked. I was hooked. That was also in 2018. So no, I understand. You got to watch more than one race, or one race, one game. But you know, it's important that game is important. So, Chad, here's an early question of the day. If you wanted to get that's a good one now. If you wanted to get a friend or coworker or family member into NASCAR, what race would you be like, watch this start to finish, tell me how you think? Tell me what you think. I have my answer. I want to hear your guys though. So again, the question is, if you wanted to get a person into NASCAR, what race would you be like, watch this from start to finish and tell me what you think? I have 20. We're actually going to be coming up on... This race is going to be a one-stopper. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're going to be pitting here on, like, basically, like, lap 30, 31, and then calling it square. And that's our pit stops right there. Congrats, good talk. Got a little loose right there coming off the 3. Allows Brett Moffitt to close in a little bit. It's because I don't have any right rear grip anymore. My right rear is slipping. Ooh, got tight. What up, Cameron? How you doing today, man? Now I'm just eking out time right now. I can feel it oozing from me. It's just pouring out of my pockets. You can really feel the tires just melting coming out of the tunnel turn. And unfortunately, there's no way that you can really fix that. Like, you can make adjustments, but like, the more adjustments you make, the slower the truck becomes, and then therefore you're just sacrificing speed for stability. And honestly, there's not really that much time that you would gain that you can't just manage if you can just race an unstable truck. Because right now, like, with the right rear just kind of like literally melting, it's kind of unstable. Not by kind of, it is unstable. Like right there. Got on the throttle super early. But good, we're starting to pick up the pace on Brett Moffitt. Yeah, you guys really don't have anything you don't have a race that you'd give to other people to be like, hey, try to make them a fan? The race that I would give, be like, hey, watch this race from start to finish, is 1992 Hooters 500. I feel like that's an obvious answer. The season finale of the 92 race, or the 92 season, having mathematically 6 drivers in contention to win the cup, you know? And then it all coming down to 2 drivers in the end after Davey Allison gets crashed out, you know? I feel like that has all the storylines that you would need in order to turn a potential fan into a fan, because you have the King retiring, you have, unbeknownst to the entire world, the next superstar's first race, and then you also have a tight battle for points. And if you're working for something a little more modern, 2011 Homestead race. The one where Tony Stewart and Carl Edwards had a knockout drag-out fight, and it came down to a tiebreaker for the title. Those are the races that I would choose in order to try to convert people into NASCAR fans. But that question goes over to y'all. What do you guys think? What races would you choose? Alright, so yeah, we're gonna be pitting here in like what, 5 laps or so? 30 or 31, probably 31 honestly. Who's even in 9th? Oh, it's Todd Gilliland. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, other than that, Chad, like, what's been popping? What's going on? Let me know who's all out there in Twitch land. Like I said, I know I haven't been on in quite some time, but well, in terms of single player, but I want to know who's all out there right now. I'm glad to be back. Oh wow! Apparently there's a glitch here at Pocono as well, where you can where you hit the wall and it just kind of bounces you right off. If you hit it just right, it's like there's a little ledge. Okay, so Chad, have I ever told you about the time that I feel that I am very, very awkward when it comes to this is a story like back in the day. I have no idea why I brought this up, but I have been having problems with my eyesight, or at least I feel like my eyes have been like drying up, and it just reminded me of a story that I had. It was back in the day when I think I told you guys this. I was a casual, not really casual. I was like a semi-competitive Yu-Gi-Oh player. This was probably like what, 5 years ago or something like that. There was a tournament that we went to. It was in it was Columbus. Down in Columbus, and afterwards, my friend group, and we did all right, you know.
Still there.
my friend group
Clear all
went
around.
and we went to Beat-Ups afterwards. You know, that's where we had our dinner before coming back home. And after we went to Beat-Ups, this was in like what, March, April, something like that. And of course, it was a weekend. Of course, we went to. It just so happened to be that particular, like it must have been prom or something like that, because there was a group of prom, or it was something like that. There was no, it wasn't prom. What am I talking about? It must have been like some social, because they were hosting a whatever university that we went to, their like social, and it was coming down, and you can actually go in, and most of the people were eating at that beat up. So of course, you know, we chose that one. Thankfully, we got a table after waiting a little bit, and afterwards we went in, and you know, we were eating, and sat behind us was a table full of women. I mean, I'm awkward as hell. They were getting rowdy, and like, of course, you know, like my friend group, you know, was just like, oh man, like, what should we do? How should we talk to them? And they were getting rowdy, and then one person flew a carrot, and the person that she threw it at dodged, and it hit me in the back of my head. And of course, they're just like, oh, sorry. I'm just like, okay, this is my opportunity, you know. Major opportunities arising here, you know. Like I'm rubbing my hands, like, okay, I gotta say something cool, and I gotta say it now. So I turn around, carrot in hand, you know, the one that I picked it up off the ground, which I don't know why I did that. Picked up off the ground, and I gave it back, and I'm just like, carrots are good for your eyesight. And then I look back, and they're just like, what? What? And I'm just like, and I thought I was the hottest shit for like 5 seconds, up until my friend group was just like, dude, what are you talking about? And I'm just like, yeah, carrots are good for your eyesight. And they're just like, oh, why'd you say that? I'm just like, why did I say that? It's raining pitting now.
You're going too fast.
Alright, and I'm just like, why did I say that? And the entire way home, literally, my new name, and it actually was a double meaning, because I don't know if you guys know, but like I have like a little carrot top head. I have like a very reddish brown hair. Literally, they started calling me well, I'm going to use my screen name, Private Carrot Top McGinnis after that. And I think having that in the back of my pocket,
You're clear of pit road.
knowing that I have the social skills of a literal shrimp, allows me to become a better person. Little stories like that is something that, I don't know, is amazing, to say the least. And I think having that to look back on, I think having like a friend group that, you know, you can't joke around, I think is awesome. With, you know, you can do that. How are they still not pitting?
Still there.
Like, it is literally 33 laps, and people are still going. I have this thing up to straight yellow, right? Yes, I do. I literally checked the settings before. settings are all there. We should literally be... Oh my god, Joe... Oh my god, Joe Nemechek is leading. Oh, we are in heaven. Heaven. I'm in heaven. Joe Nemechek's leading, chat. I can die a happy man. But that means that front row Joe is going to be pitting this time. Barring he doesn't run out of fuel, which the way he's slowing down, he probably is out. George says, so you're a history teacher, correct? Yes, I am. I'm a licensed teacher for high school social studies. I can almost usually anticipate what the next question is after that. Oh, that's cool. Oh, okay. Usually, whenever someone says something like that, is tell me a history fact, which is why I have a 2000 lap sled goal. That I will tell you a history fact. Because usually, every time that comes up, it's, the next question is, tell me a history fact. I'm just like, I can't just come up with it on command. I'm asking because I have a streamer in the background, working on my history term paper. Oh, thank you. Thought you said it before. Yes, I did. Yes, I am a licensed history teacher. What's your history topic there, George? But yes, I have said it before. I have it in my back pocket. That master's degree is, well, you can't really see it, but imagine you're sitting on your bed playing NASCAR, you know, and right above the TV is a framed Masters. That's what I'm looking at right now. I am racing for my TV, and then right above it is a little slip of paper that says I have a master's in education. And then to the side of that is my documentation for being a teacher. It's U.S. history. One second. Is U.S. history finished up my first semester at college? Ooh, dang, that's always fun. First semester. First semester is always the hardest for incoming freshmen. Going after a general studies degree? Oh, that's nice. Yeah, research has shown that the first semester is always the hardest because it's such a transition because, and one thing I would love to fix is high school doesn't properly train students of what is expected of them out of college because it's such a what is told and what is expected is two total different things. I decided to write a 4-page paper on Ben Franklin. Really? Were you like an autobiography or like his life or just his accomplishments? Totally on accident. Totally on accident. Out of accident. What am I doing? Add that to the list of private Pattonisms. Right up there with boy howdy and gee golly gosh. Like, if you wanted to, like, okay, and by this I mean like don't actually do it. But a little unknown fact is that he had an actual infatuation with Marie Antoinette. My professor was very broad. He said our term paper needs to be at least 4 pages on a topic that he had listed.
All clear.
One of the topics was Ben Franklin, so I'm doing it in style of a biography. Okay. Well, there you go then. Yeah, a little unknown fact is that Ben Franklin was actually history portrays him as I guess, how can I say this with being as family friendly as possible? He was a male slut, needless to say. He got around with a bunch of women, and he had an infatuation with Marie Antoinette. Because when he went to France, he didn't actually do it, but he tried.
Your left. You got room. You're clear.
But there's no place for that in your paper. But it's just like one of those like unknown facts that you may not have known.
All the way up. Get up. Get up. Clear high. More laps, no mistake.
Dang, 20 laps already? We are 4. Wow, dang, we are 40 laps in. And frankly, someone is somewhat an easy person to write about. Well, were you looking for an easy person, or like were you looking for like you can tell me, I'm a teacher. Were you looking for like an easy grade or just like an easy topic, or were you looking for just I want to get it done? Because if you want a truly fascinating person to write about, and I'm don't know if like, and the person that like genuinely does not get enough credit for like anything is Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla is if I can put Nikola Tesla's life in a sentence, is heartbreak. Or in a word, that's his life right there, is heartbreak. Never got the credit he deserved, and almost all of his inventions got stolen away from him. Mostly by Edison, but yeah, Nikola Tesla. Oh. It's not that I thought he was an easy person to write about, just I've done my research. I feel like they documented everything about him. Okay. So the information was easy to find. Gotcha.
Careful, still there. Still there. Clear right.
I can always respect that. Sometimes having more information is not always. Oftentimes, like having more information on a person, place, or a thing makes finding out a timeline harder. But sometimes, if it's like well documented evidence, then it's a lot easier to put the pieces of the metaphorical puzzle into place. So, like with Benjamin Franklin, since there is like, God, there's at least like 1,000 books about him, putting his life into a timeline, as well as finding out his motivations, his thoughts, his fears, his aspirations, having all that put into a singular timeline is easy. Like, I thought I was struggling to 4 page done, now I feel like I can go 8 pages. Oh, now see, that's the beauty of history. just when you think that, oh man, I can't, oh, this seems like such a terrible topic, turns out to be like, oh no, it's actually, this is all right. Like a topic that, like, legitimately, I think I brought this up before, that I've gotten into recently is Egypt before the time of the Egyptians. So, like, before, like, civilization, the civilization of Egypt formed. That is essentially what the books by John Romer I've been reading.
Careful, still there.
All right, Natalie. Are about, like, essentially it was a
Nobody out back.
nomadic hub, because, you know, the Nile was so fertile that the nomads of the time would have their summer and winter camps along different parts of the Nile Delta. Oh man, Egypt's just so fascinating. You know, having thousands and thousands of years put together in order to make history. That's what makes history just so fascinating, chat. Like, is having a person, place, or a thing just and leaving its mark on the world and learning about it thousands of years later, knowing that, like, let me paint you a picture, chat. You receive a hair clip just randomly in the mail, okay? Hair clip is brown in color, has 8 teeth, and has a green gem on top, okay? Now, you wonder, like, oh wow, it just came in a regular envelope, a regular mailing envelope. No return address, no stamp. It's like someone literally just placed it in your mailbox and walked away. Now, of course, you know, what you can do is you can just instantly throw this thing away. Or what you can do is you can bring it down to your local museum, police station, and get some tests done. Like, see, like, hey, what's going on? Is this thing gonna blow up? Is it a bomb? Of course, is what naturally people think about nowadays. But having this brown clip with 8 teeth and a green gem on top, the more you look at it, the more you think, huh, like what is this thing? Like, how did it get here? And going down to your museum is what you end up choosing, or even if you don't, you still come to the conclusion that, you know, this belonged to someone at some point. There was a person besides you that has held it in their hands, and there is that non-physical connection that you have made with that person. They are connected to you, you are connected to them. So you get these tests done, and you realize that this hair clip is 100 years old. Carbon dating, you know, you wouldn't carbon dating, sorry. Tests have shown that a little serial number on the back, you know, and it comes up that it was made in 19. And it belonged to a family of rich descendants, and you realize that, oh wait, that was my family, you know. And just the possibilities of it. The entire reason for me coming up with this exercise is essentially to show that the one thing can lead to another, and the entire thought about history is so broad that the possibilities are endless. Having someone or something leaving its mark on the world for others to learn about is fascinating. Give me 1 second. I saw like 2 words of that before I had to turn 3.
Yellow flag.
And Stuart Friesen is done and out of this race. Do we pit here? I feel like we do. How many trucks are? Ooh, no, we don't. Not with that many trucks on the lead lap. If you could go back to one moment in all of history to see something happen in person, when would you go? First, let me. I'm assuming you mean the past, correct? Because I think. Okay. Well. Because okay, that changes my answer a little bit. If the past or future? Do you mean the past or future? I know that sounds dumb because when we think of history, we think of the past.
Clear down here. Have a good day. Drive smart.
So the reason I didn't pit there is because I would lose too much track position, and it's so hard to pass here already. So essentially, we're just sucking it up, Buttercup. Either, what seems more interesting to me? Future would be the birth of my child. Honestly,
Looking inside now.
I want to go there and just be that metaphorical fly on the wall and just see my child being born.
All clear.
And having that, just seeing that
All clear. Got a headlight out on your bumper.
Brett Moffitt!
Got a headlight out on your bumper.
Man, Brett, what are you doing?
Still there. All right, clear low.
Damn. I was clear as well, but he just didn't care and just flung it on down. Oh, plenty of time left. Just gotta
Left side.
get back in the saddle. So yeah, the future will be the birth of my child, and gotta play this. God, this thing just doesn't want to turn now. And I was on the outside going into the tunnel turn, and that just doesn't work. Gotta block Tyler Ingram.
Left side.
Oh, what are you doing, dude? Oh my God.
Inside.
I'm not just being bullied, chat.
Looking inside now.
Chat, everyone's dive bombing.
Stay right.
What do we do here?
Nobody out back. Careful, still there.
Okay, now we'll just buckle on down and focus. Alright, future will be the birth of my child. And the past is actually a bit surprising. I actually want to see the I want to see first contact between the Native Americans, or the Aztecs, I should say, and Christopher Columbus. We have gotten stories, you know, from both sides, obviously painting the other as the villain, but I want to see how it really went down. Obviously, you know, we can paint a picture in our heads, but actually going there and seeing it is a completely different story. So yeah, first, to answer your question there, it would be the first contact between the Aztecs and Christopher Columbus. Just seeing what actually happened. Because obviously, you know, we all know the story. Christopher Columbus was searching for basically another route to India. You know, that's why we call them the Indians, because he thought it was He was actually in India when he landed, but no, it was actually Cuba. Yeah, it was just dumb. But, and then also he goes to, like, Dominican Republic, Haiti, and all that. Did I mean the Aztecs? Okay, no, sorry, I meant the natives there. I'm confusing my historical figures. It was Hernan Cortez and the Aztecs. That was my second choice to see how that actually went down, because Hernan Cortez, you know, the great conquistador, having aspirations of taking out Tenochtitlan, you know, and seeing how that goes. But I think first contact between Christopher Columbus, you know, a non-military figure, is there. Sorry for being such a smooth brain and running on 2 brain cells. Totally pancaked the right side. Obviously, if hindsight was 20/20, if hindsight was 20/20, I definitely would have just gave up the spot to Brett Moffitt. Had I would have known that he was just going to throw it on down. That he was going to throw it on down. The tunnel turn. Not really just person, but I could go back and see the crucifixion and resurrection and just, you know, and see if there's any validity. Valid. You know, I understand. No, don't ever think there's no, or there is or is not validity to it, you know? I mean, obviously, we all want to believe, but we can't believe until we actually see it. Most of us, whether we want to or not, alright, you know, like Pixar didn't happen, you know, like that kind of thing. We have to see to believe. Alright, so our goal here is to literally finish anywhere but 15th. But not worse.
Last lap, hit your mark.
Alright, so we're gaining. We need a good run off turn 1 here. We do. We're going to need an even better run off of turn 2, because we're going to be gaining all the way down this long back straight here. Early on the throttle, let it carry me up the road. West Virginia, carry me home.
High lane's clear.
A little bit on the brake. Get back early on the throttle. We're just running out of space. Alright, well, shoot.
Pretty good day, driver.
Pretty good day? No, it wasn't. We literally started 10th. And we got booted, absolutely booted, by Brett Moffitt. It wasn't a good day, Tony Stewart. Get out of here with that. Like, where did Brett Moffitt even finish? 7th. That was my spot right there. Injury. Alright, so we're looking at the race results here. This is obviously the most important now, because with us doing points, you know, I gotta actually see where everyone finished, you know? This is Mike Harmon being the only person 2 laps down. RIP! Yeah, we gotta get the race results in order to do the points. So this point screen right here that is about to pop up, ignore it. Don't even think about it. Yeah, just don't even think about it. Whatever. Christian Eckes had the fast lap, and he actually got his first win. It's a shame that in real life, Christian Eckes is not actually coming back to KBM. That's a big old sucks to suck right there, but yeah. Sheldon Creed finishing 13th, and Angela Ruck, of course, you know, rounding out the rear. Nothing new. Nothing new at all. Angela Ruck being an absolute paid driver, you know, that's fine. Oh, chat. All in all, I think this was a good race to get back into. Of course, you know, when we come back out, we're gonna have to redo those races. But you know, this is the race that actually will stay. We finished 15th. Eldora, we finished what, P2? Yes, we finished P2 to John Hunter Nemechek in the actual race, and we finished 5th in Kentucky. So 2 good races, 1 bad one. But Pocono is always like a bogey track. So chat, here are the settings I was running with. Hardest difficulty. We only had 1 caution that entire race. You know, tire wear effect was normal. Everything was normal. I'm just surprised that the trucks actually went as long as they did. Auto makes it harder to actually control, especially shifting up and shifting down, because you know you're not you're running on the set gears and when you actually shift instead of, you know, short shifting in order to get better runoff. So that's why auto is actually harder. 105 difficulty, you can't go higher than that. Full damage, of course. Enable DNS. We could have DNF'd at any point during that race. 100% race length, of course. You know, usual stuff all around. Strict yellow. Only 1 caution. Single stage, quick qualify. Usual stuff all around. Again, we're going to be showing the race results one more time. So as we flip on through, chat, I'd like to thank you all so much. We're going to start from the bottom. I'd like to thank you all so much for coming on out. We have a new follow from a couple days back, actually, that I missed. It was Brandon. Thank you so much for the follow, my guy. You are much appreciated, and thank you all so much, everyone, for coming on out and watching me do good at Pocono, actually try to get that top 10, and then decide, oh, nope, we're not, because Brett Moffitt, and then by and then by both of our teammates, or not, by GMS teammates. Let me rephrase that. Just coming out and just shunting us out of the way. Up next on the docket for the truck series is going to be the Michigan race. That's going to be 100 laps. Again, points, just don't even worry about it. Literally, coming into this race, we have, and I quote, let me find out. We had a 4-point gap to Johnny Sauter. Obviously, that's now going to be increased. But hopefully we can, if everything all came undone, we will have a good points gap over 3rd place, because now it is a 3-way title fight between myself, Johnny Sauter, and Stuart Friesen, as Stuart Friesen also had a really good day. Ross as well, and that, what, a 3-way title fight can become 4 if Ross can actually close the gap if we go to Michigan and have a good race.